So, our lesson for today is about percentage decrease. So, same lang to nung ating last topic na percentage increase. So, from the word itself, kung dati, tinitingnan natin, increase, yung itinaas. So, ang ginamit natin, magkano yung itinaas, hindi na-divide natin sa original value times 100%, yun yung percentage increase. So, ngayon, since percentage decrease, magkano yung ibinaba naman? Divided by original value times 100%, yun ang ating percentage decrease. So, tatandaan, again, pag tayo ay may percentage increase, kukunin natin yung amount of increase, magkano yung itinaas, divided by original value, tsaka natin times sa 100%. Tignan natin yung example number 1 dito. So, sabi, the original price of a pair of pants was 850 pesos. So, ang ating original price ay 850 pesos. In the summer sales, it was reduced to 500 pesos. So, mula 850, naging 500 na lang siya. Find the percentage decrease or change in the price of the pants. So, mula 850, naging 500. So, as we can see, nabawasan or nag-decrease. So, of course, we are going to use percentage decrease. So, sabi dito, amount of decrease. Paano natin makukuha yung amount of decrease? So, magkano ba siya originally? So, 850 minus, naging magkano na lang siya? 500. So, magkano yung nabawas? So, 350. So, kaya ang ating amount of decrease, 350. Then, divided by original value, magkano talaga siya? 850 times 100%. So, pag dinivide natin, 350 divided by 850, so we will get 0.4118 times 100%. So, pag tinimes natin yon, we will get 41.18%. This 41.18% is what we call the percentage decrease in this given problem. Next, example number 2. So, sabi dyan, what is the percentage decrease? So, nakalagay na percentage decrease yung gagamitin. Ayan. If the original value is 250 and the new value is 220. So, minus lang natin yon. 250 minus 220. So, ang matitira ay 30. So, ang ating amount of decrease is 30. Original value is 250. So, times 100% to follow the formula. So, 30 divided by 250 is 0.12 times 100%. So, we will have 12%. No? So, remember, pag magko-convert tayo ng decimal to percentage, pwede natin i-move na lang yung ating decimal, no? Ng 2 places. So, 1, 2. So, same lang. So, 12, then add the percentage symbol. May tanong po ba tayo dito? Kung wala po tayong tanong doon sa example kanina, so let's answer your activity number 1. So, number 1, ang original value natin ay 100. New value 80. Magkano ang nabawas? 20, correct. So, what is the percentage decrease? So, i-divide lang natin sa number 1. So, we have 20 divided by original value, 100. We will have 0.2 or we have 20%. Okay. Paki-checkan po ang gawa. Next, number 2. So, ang ating percentage decrease ay 38% and then ang given ay original value. So, para makuha natin kung magkano yung ating new value at magkano yung amount of decrease, pag ganyan yung given, ang una natin gagawin, convert natin itong ating percentage into decimal. So, 38%. So, ang gagawin natin, balik lang natin yung decimal place. 2 places to the left naman. So, 1, 2. So, this will be 0.38. And then, si 0.38, i-multiply natin kay original value. Yun yung ating amount of decrease. So, 180 times 0.38. So, we have 68.4. So, ayun ang ating amount of decrease. So, since ang amount of decrease ay 68.4, para makuha natin yung new value, minus lang natin yun sa 180. So, 180 minus 68.4. So, we have 111.6. Tama ba? Tingnan nga natin. 111.6. 111.6. So, checkan po natin. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, next, example number 3. Same process lang ang gagawin natin. So, we will have 0.33. So, times natin si 0.33 kay 360 para makuha yung amount of decrease. So, 360 times 0.33, we have 118.8. 118.8. So, minus lang natin yon sa 360. Minus 118.8. Have 241.2. 241.2. Yun ang ating new value. So, checkan po natin. May tanong ba so far? Next, let's have number 4. So, ang ating new value is naging 1,230. Ang amount of decrease daw ay 270. Magkano kaya siya kaya originally? So, pag ganyan, para makuha natin yung original value, we just have to add, no? Add lang natin ito para makuha yung original value. So, we will have 1,230 plus 270. 1,230 plus 270. You may use your calculator. So, we have 1,500. So, since alam na natin yung original value, pwede na natin siyang i-divide. I-divide natin yung amount of decrease sa original value para makuha ang percentage decrease. So, 270 divided by 1,500, we have 0.18. So, we have 0.18 times 100%. So, that is 18%. Okay, checkan po. 1, 2. Then, last number 5. So, same process sa number 4. Add lang natin. So, 1,000 times, 1,000 plus 4,000. We have 5,000. No, dali naman. 1 plus 4 lang halos. Then, lagay lang natin yung 1,000. Then, divide lang natin. So, we have 4,000 divided by 5,000. We have 0.8 times 100% or lagay natin dalawa. So, we have 80%. Okay, tiyan po. So, ilagay ang score dito, 10 over 10. Okay, are you done? Next, let's answer naman yung sa problem solving. So, nakalagay ko dito, answers only na lang, no? So, sabi dito, the value of a brand new laptop worth 45,000 became 30,150 after a month of use. What is the price of decrease in price? What is the percent of decrease? So, again, para makuha muna natin yung amount of decrease. So, original value, yung 45,000 minus natin sa 30,150. So, ang matitira na lang ay minus natin 45,000 minus 30,150. So, we have 14,850, no? Yan. So, we have the amount of decrease. So, divide lang natin 14,850 divided by original value 45,000 times 100%. So, divide lang natin. We have 0.33. So, 0.33 times 100%. So, we will get 33%. Okay? So, 2 points kung nakatama. 2 points. Kasi 1 point sa sagot and then 1 point sa price of decrease. Kaya 2. Next, problem number 2. Sabi dyan, a sport enthusiast weighs 75 kilograms after a month of tedious exercise. He weighs 66 kilograms. What is the percentage decrease of his weight after a month? So, mula 75, pagkatapos niya mag-exercise, naging 66 kilo na lang siya, no? So, mula 75, original value 75, naging 66 na lang siya. So, ilan ang nabawas sa kilo niya? We have 9, no? 9 kilo. So, amount of decrease, 9, divided by original, 75, times 100%. So, divide natin. Nine divided by 75, we have 0.12. 0.12 times 100%. So, we have 12%. Okay. So, 1 check dito, 1 check dito. So, 2 points ulit. Okay, so problem number 3. So, last problem. So, Joseph wants to decrease his sugar level intake from 9 teaspoons daily to 6 teaspoons to maintain a normal and healthy diet. How much percentage decrease is from 9 teaspoon to 6 teaspoon of sugar? So, mula daw 9, gusto niyang maging 6. So, ang magiging amount of decrease natin ay 3. So, gamitin natin yung ating formula, amount of decrease 3, divided by original value 9, times 100%. So, divide lang natin. 3 divided by 9, we will have 0.333333. Ang daming 3. So, kapag ganyan repeating decimal, kunin lang natin yung unang dalawa. So, 0.33. And then, i-round up natin yung katabi nung huling 3. Yung 0.33. Nito. So, since ang katabi nyo 3, so, remain lang tayo sa 0.33, no? Pag 5 and up yung katabi nun, magdadagdag tayo ng 1, no? So, rules in rounding up. Since hindi naman, so, we have 0.33. 0.33 times 100%. So, ang matitira na lang ay 33%. Ayun. So, that is our percentage decrease for number 3. So, 1 point for this, 1 point for this. So, for problem solving, 6 over 6, palagay po yung score. Para pag kinuha ko yung notebook, kita ko agad yung score nyo. May tanong po ba tayo sa percentage increase or kaya sa percentage decrease? So, kung wala pong tanong, we will proceed with our new lesson. So, application of percentages. So, magkakaroon na tayo dito ng mga money problem. So, saan ba natin siya ginagamit? So, gagawin lang din natin halos yung ginagawa natin noong una. Pero, syempre, ibang category, ibang formula. So, let's start. So, sabi dito, solving money problems involving percentages. Financial mathematics is important because it helps us understand how money works. We use these skills to manage your money wisely and make smart decisions. Let's look at some examples and concepts using Philippine peso. So, ang ating mga example of real-life situation involving percentages is number 1, salary increment. So, if someone gets a raise at work, the increase is often described as a percentage. For example, if a person's salary increased by 10%, they will understand how much more they are earning compared to before. So, kuwari ikaw nagtatrabaho ka, kuwari ang sweldo mo is 100 pesos per day. Kuwari lang to, wala naman totoong 100 lang ang kita isang araw. So, sabi sa yun ng boss mo, dadagdagan ka niya ng 10%. Magkakaroon ka ng 10% salary increment. So, magkano ang 10% ng 100? Very good. 10. So, ngayon, idadagdag mo yung 10 sa 100. So, 100 plus 10, magiging 110 na yung sweldo mo. Kasi nga, nagkaroon ng salary increment or dagdag sa sahod. Okay? Next. Price hikes. So, mostly ito nababalitaan nyo sa TV. Lalo na sa mga petrolyo, sa gas. Pag nagkaroon ng dagdag sa presyo, that is price hike. No? Nakalagay naman dyan, when the price of the product increases. So, the change is usually given as a percentage. For example, if the price of a chocolate bar increases by 20%, it helps us understand how much more we have to pay now compared to before. Next, sales and discounts. So, ito yung mga favorite natin, no? Discount, bawas sa presyo. So, understanding percentage increase and decrease is also important for shopping. If a store announces the price will go up by 15% next month, knowing this help us decide whether to buy now or later. So, start tayo sa discount. So, pag sinabi nating discount, syempre discount, bibigyan kitang discount. So, it is the reduction in the original price. So, babawasan natin yung presyo niya kung magkano talaga siya. Kuwari, sabi 100 yung presyo ng isang item. Tapos sabi 50% off, magkano na lang yon. So, hatiin natin sa kalahati. So, magiging 50 pesos na lang. So, ganun lang siya. So, of a commodity, product, or service. So, for example, when you go shopping and see a product on sale, the discount is often given as a percentage. So, for example, if a toy is 20% off, you know you're paying less than the original price. No? You are going to pay 20% lesser than the original price. So, to get the discount, so ang formula natin, discount equals original price times rate of discount. Yung ating rate of discount, kung given siya ng percentage, so kung wari 50%, kailangan muna natin siyang i-turn into decimal. Okay? So 50%, balik lang natin yung decimal 2 places to the left. So 1, 2, so magiging 0.50 or pwede din namang 0.5 na lang. Ganun siya, no? So, let's have the example. So, if a shirt costs 1,000 pesos and there is a 20% discount, the discount is how much? So, since 20% ang discount, i-change natin siya into decimal, magiging 0.20. Then, magkano nga siya? 1,000. So, times lang natin. 1,000 times 0.20. So, magkano siya? 200 pesos. Ito yung ating discount. So, ito yung mababawas sa amount na babayaran natin. So, kung 1,000 talaga yung presyo ng shirt na yon, Naka-discount tayo ng 200. Naka-discount daw tayong 200. Magkano na lang babayaran natin? Very good. So, 800 na lang. Any question about discount? Next is commission. Commission is the money earned. Money earned from selling goods or services. Sa Tagalog, commission. No? Kung magkano yung commission. Usually, a percentage of a sale price. So, for example, if someone sells a house, they might earn a commission. So, if the house sells for 1 million pesos and the commission rate is 5%, the person who sold the house earned 50,000. So, same lang din kanina nung discount. Gawin lang natin yung original price times lang din sa rate. Ang rate natin, laging kung percentage pa, gagawing decimal. So, tignan natin yung ating example, no? So, if someone sells a car for 500,000 and earns 3% commission, magkano daw ang commission? So, 500,000. So, 3%. Pag kinonvert natin sa decimal, 1, 2. Since kulang dito, dagdagan natin ng 0. So, 0.03. Ayan. No? So, kaya 500,000 times 0.03. Magkano ang commission? 15,000. Any question about commission? So, tandaan na, yung discount kanina, original price times rate. Ayun yung discount natin. Ngayon, pag commission, sale price, magkano natin nabenta, times commission rate. Kung magkano or ilang percent yung sa atin. Next is sales tax. So, ito yung dagdag na tax kapag namimili tayo, no? So, sales tax is extra money added to the price. No? Extra money added to the price of things we buy. This money goes to the government to help pay for schools, roads, and other services. No? So, yung VAT natin. So, paano ba mag-work ang gobyerno? Siyempre, kailangan din naman ng pera pampatay ng mga building, kung ano-ano, infrastructures. So, dito galing yon. So, lahat ng tao nagbabayad ng tax. Kapag ikaw bumili, automatic may tax yun. Pag tumingin kayo ng resibo, may nakalagay sa dulo nun, tax or VAT, value added tax. So, yun yung extra money added to the price. Kaya nga, value added tax or VAT. So, if you buy a book for 500 pesos and the VAT is 12%, you pay an extra 60 pesos. So, same lang. So, yung original price natin, 500 times kung ilang percent yung ating VAT. So, 12%, that is 0.12. Kaya pag times, that is 60. So, ang ating VAT ay 60 pesos. So, since nga added, so, ibig sabihin, 500 pesos original price ng book plus yung tax. So, magiging 560 pesos. Ang total na babayaran natin. Malinaw po yun? Okay, another example for sales tax. So, if you buy a gadget for 10,000 and the VAT rate is 12%, so ano daw ang total na babayaran natin? So, kunin muna natin yung ating VAT or value added tax. So, times natin yung original amount, 10,000, times ang tax natin, 12%, 0.12. So, pag times natin yon, we will get 1,200. So, idadagdag natin yun sa original amount. So, ang original amount, 10,000 plus VAT, 1,200. So, ang total natin na babayaran ay 11,200. Malinaw po? May tanong? Next one is the simple interest. So, simple interest is the money earned. Money earned from saving money. So, pag simple interest, money earned from saving money. So, pag nag-save tayo ng money, either sa bangko, ngayon kasi uso na yung mga online bank like GCash, Maya, GoTime. So, pag naglagay ka din ng pera, iniwan mo din yung pera mo, mag-earn yun ng interest. So, that is what we call simple interest. So, it's like a reward for saving or a fee for borrowing. So, for example, if you save 1,000 in a bank with 5% interest rate for 1 year, you will earn 50 pesos. So, ganun din naman. So, tignan natin kung ano yung formula sa simple interest. So, kasi sa simple interest, meron tong time duration. Kung gaano mo katagal iiwan yung pera sa bangko. So, let's see. So, ayan. So, ang interest natin is equals to the principal amount times 8 times. So, let's see the example. So, simple interest. So, as we can see, ang formula natin dito is interest equals principal amount times rate times time. So, yung time natin dito ay mini-measure by year. So, kung ilang years mo iiwan yung iyong investment. So, principal amount, magkano yung inilagay mo, rate of interest, ilang percent ang binigay sa'yo ng bangko or kung saan mo itinabi yung pera mo. And then, again, time in years. Gaano katagal? 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's up to you. So, ito ay yung minodify lang na formula. Pero ito lang yung pinaka-importanting formula. Okay? So, again, interest equals principal amount times rate times time. So, example tayo. So, if you save 5,000, so 5,000 yung inilagay mo sa bangko with 4% interest rate for 1 year. So, again, ang ating principal amount ay 5,000. Ang ating interest rate ay 4%, so 0.04. Ang ating time duration is 1 year, so 1 lang. So, times mo lang yung tatlo to get the interest. So, 5,000 times 0.04 times 1. So, ang ating interest ay 200 pesos in a year. So, ayun yung ating interest or yung tinubo ng pera natin. So, after a year, ang pera natin, yung 5,000 natin, plus yung ating tinubong 200, so magiging 5,200. So, may tanong po ba tayo sa simple interest? Okay, so checkan natin yung activity na binigay ko sa inyo kahapon during modular class. So, we have activity number 3, more sales. So, this problem is more on discount. So, tandaan, ang formula natin sa discount is original price times rate of discount. Kapag ang rate natin, naka-percent pa, i-convert lang natin ng ating percent sa decimal. So, let's have number 1. So, sabi sa number 1, Aliyah received a 30% discount on all the items she brought, which amounted to 1,800. So, how much is she going to pay the cashier? So, compute muna natin yung discount para malaman natin magkano na lang yung ating babayaran. So, ang ating original price, so, ang discount natin is 1,800 times ang ating rate, 30%. So, that's 0.30. 0.30. So, that is 1/8 times 0.30. So, we have 540. So, 540 yung ating discount. So, since 540 yung discount, ibig sabihin 540 yung maliless natin. So, kung 1,800 talaga yung ating dapat bayaran, minus 540, so, we will have, magkano na lang matitira? So, 0, 6, 2, kasi magiging 10 to. Ito, 7 na lang. 1. 1,260. So, she is going to pay 1,260 pesos only. Tandaan, pag nagsasolve tayo ng problem, kung ano yung tanong, dapat yun yung sasagutin. Hindi pwedeng yung number lang. Hindi pwedeng 1,260 lang. So, sasabihin natin, ano ba yung 1,260 na yun? So, yun yung kanyang babayaran. Next, problem number 2. So, Janelle bought a pair of shoes on its sale price of 1,200. How much was the discount if she was given an 18% discount rate? So, tandaan, ang sale price is 1,200. Ibig sabihin, ito yung nabawasan na. So, kung ang discount rate daw ay 18%, magkano kaya talaga yung original price nung ating shoes? At mula dun sa original price, magkano yung na-discount?